When I walked into the courtroom in my SEAL uniform, my father chuckled, and my mother shook her head in shame. To them, I was the disgrace of the family, the son who left home for war, who couldn't protect his own. They didn't know the truth. They didn't know I was here for them. 3 years ago, I trusted my father with everything, my savings, my land, even the house I dreamed of rebuilding for Mom. But when I came home after my last mission, all of it was gone. Sold, signed away under my name. I asked him why. He said I wasn't part of the family anymore, that a man who chooses duty over blood doesn't deserve a home. That night, I slept in my car outside the same house I once built with my own hands, and from that moment, I swore I'd rebuild my life. Not for revenge, but for redemption. But revenge came anyway. In the courtroom, my father's lawyer smirked. They thought I'd come begging for mercy, a broken soldier trying to reclaim what wasn't his. But they didn't know what I had. They didn't know I'd recorded every call, every transfer, every lie. When the judge asked me to speak, I took a deep breath. And I said, "Your Honor, I didn't come here to fight for money. I came to fight for my mother's dignity." My mother looked away, tears in her eyes. She knew how hard I tried to bring her peace. But she also knew how long she'd stayed silent to protect him. Then I played the recording, my father's voice laughing as he said, "He won't come back alive anyway. Let's sell it all." The courtroom went silent. Even the judge lowered his eyes. My father's face turned pale. For years I'd carried their betrayal like a wound, but in that moment it became my weapon. Justice wasn't just a word. It was the only thing that kept me standing. Weeks later, the court ruled in my favor. The land was mine again, but somehow, victory felt hollow. I watched my father leave the courtroom in handcuffs, my mother trailing behind, silent, broken, lost between two worlds. That night I stood outside the old house, burnt, empty, forgotten. I took off my SEAL cap and whispered, "You can take everything from me, but not who I've become." Brick by brick I rebuilt the house, not for revenge, but to prove that no betrayal can destroy a man who still believes in honor. Months later, my mother came back. She stood at the gate, holding the same photograph of our family I'd once torn apart. I opened the door, and for the first time in years I smiled. Because forgiveness isn't weakness, it's the final act of strength. As the sun rose over the rebuilt home, I realized, revenge gives you victory, but forgiveness gives you peace. He walked into court for justice, and walked out with peace.